What is up, y'all? Christian here. We're back with another cool video. Today, we're going to be talking about how to optimize landing pages, where to optimize, how to optimize, and we're also going to jump into Clickfunnels and do a little live optimization for you guys, and show you guys exactly where to look, how to find it, how to read the data, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Got my trusty little remarkable here. So how to optimize landing pages. The first thing that I'm going to look at is what is leading the page, right? So almost every single landing page has a traffic source. So you have organic content, you have paid social, right? So things like Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, like those social avenues. And then you have, paid search. So paid search. The reason why we need to know exactly what avenue is leading or what piece of content is leading the page is because we want to know if there is congruency, which is number one, congruency, and we'll talk a little bit about that now. But we want to know that the traffic is good. So we'll put a little check mark here. The importance of this is incredible. If I'm trying to sell dog toys to cat lovers, I'm going to fall short. So we need to make sure that our traffic sources are good. If not, our optimization rates are always going to be low, right? Our conversion rates, rather, not our optimization rates, but our conversion rates. So if I am trying to sell dog toys or dog training and I am targeting cat lovers, then I'm going to fall into a situation where we aren't going to have the right people going onto the page. Therefore, our data on the actual page is going to be a little bit skewed. So on these, I want you to pay attention to these numbers right here. So on Google, we're probably looking at around 5 to 10% conversion rate. On Facebook, 20 to 30, and then organic, you always want about 30% plus. And all this means is for every 100 people, how many people are opting in? Opting in. So 30%, 30 people for every 100, right? We have to make sure that we know that more often than not in the marketing world and even the sales world, people are not going to do what we want them to do. That's why numbers are always low in marketing and sales, right? You have a 20% closing rate in sales. You have 30% opt-in rates. So they're never going to be above 50% unless it's obviously very targeted, hyper-targeted, an audience that you've been building for a long time, and you're pushing towards organic, for example, or if you're retargeting your advertisements to your organic content. So we need to be comfortable with having low conversion rates. That's something that's normal or low in the eyes of someone who's probably either never done this before or just starting out. So 5 to 10% is going to be on Google, 20 to 30 on Facebook, 30 plus on the organic side. So traffic is a big piece of it because we want to make sure that the page is the problem before we start making any changes. Like Lil Wayne says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't want to fall into a situation where you're making all these changes to a landing page that would perform if we were sending the right traffic to them. So over here I wrote, you need data, and data has to be one of the most important pieces of this. Too often I see people making judgments or decisions on their landing pages, advertisements, across the board in marketing without enough data. I'm going to move that for you guys. So without enough data, we can't do anything. Oftentimes I'm seeing people, 50 people hit my landing page and I haven't gotten any opt-ins. Well, if 50 people clicked on your ad or clicked on your landing page and went and visited from whatever avenue, and you haven't gotten any opt-in rates, like 50 people tells me nothing. I wouldn't know what to do with only 50 people reaching a page, right? We haven't even gotten enough people to make an educated decision on whether something is working or not, right? In the world of the internet, you have a lot of bots that can be sending traffic. You see that all the time, especially on the Google Ads side, a lot of bots sending traffic. You have Facebook and Google that sometimes even crawl the pages that you guys are running advertisements to that can increase the views, trying to crawl the page and figure out exactly what you guys are actually sending traffic to make sure that it's within their policies and whatnot. So 50 people is way too little. You want to be making decisions off of 2, 3, 4, 500 people, 1,000 people visiting a site. That's where we're going to be able to make a lot of changes on the data side. The only time that this makes sense, 50, maybe even 100 people visiting the site, is if it's something that's organic, right? You're getting organic people to come in, and you know that it's targeted because they follow you, they subscribe to you, they follow every single thing you do. And if you're getting 50 to 100 people to a site organically, and they know who you are, what you do, what you offer, and you're not getting any opt-ins, then we have an issue. But we need more data. I see a lot of people they're spending $5 to $10 a day on advertisements, and they're trying to make changes to their ads and their landing pages on day 2 when it's only spent, $10 to $20. That's not going to do us any good. So we need a lot of data to make educated decisions when it comes to optimizing all of these things. So the main things that we want to look at when optimizing, I'm going to write down key points here. And we'll start with number 1, which is my favorite. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I talk about this so much, but it's congruency. Congruency. I cannot apologize enough about my handwriting, but congruency is going to be one of the most important factors of your advertisements. If we're saying one thing, or rather your landing pages, but if we're saying one thing in our organic or paid ads, if we're saying one thing here, like opt-in for steak, and when they click on the page says fish, then we have incongruency. They're similar because they're both a meal, but they're not exactly the same, making them incongruent. And these incongruencies aren't as drastic as steak and fish. It could be something as, hey, get an ebook on exactly how to repair your roof on your own. And you're saying that in your organic content or in your advertisements. And then on the page, it says best ways to secure your roof or to protect your roof. They might solve the same problem. The ebook that you're advertising might solve the problem that you're saying in your videos, but it's not exactly the same. Therefore, you will see a drop in conversion rate. Now, I got here, is there enough information? So sometimes we don't put enough information on the pages. It's always going to be dependent on, what exactly we're marketing, who we're talking to. Are we trying to sell a $50,000 product that requires a little bit more information? Are we doing something a little bit complex that people need to know a little bit more of in order to actually give us the information for exchange of whatever we're advertising, we're talking about? I'll give you a great example, a free credit evaluation. Sometimes people don't know what goes into a free credit evaluation, and there might not be enough information on the landing page that tells them exactly what they're going to get in that credit evaluation, so they might not want to opt in. That's for the credit business. On the roofing side, the roofing inspection, right? That's big for roofers, getting people on the roof and inspecting the roofs to make sure that there is no damage, and if there is damage, figure out a way to help them through insurance or whatever. But not a lot of people know what goes into an inspection, what they're looking for, or what they can even find up there, because I've never been on my roof. You guys might have never been on your roof, and 9 times out of 10, the people that you're targeting haven't been on their roof, so they don't know whether their roofs have damage or not, regardless if a storm has passed or not. So sometimes they might need a little bit more information on exactly what they're receiving in exchange for their information, being name, email, phone number, project details, whatever it might be. Another issue could be too much information. Sometimes we give too much information for no reason. They don't need to know every detail of exactly what they're going to get. They don't need to know, oh, well, first we're going to hop on a call, and then on that call, I'm going to ask you these 15 questions. And from those 15 questions, if you answer yes to these 2, then we're going to go into this phase, and we're going to talk about these things. Sometimes we get too granular on our landing pages, and we get too focused on the micro instead of keeping it as macro as possible. And that leads to people not wanting to opt in. So we need to, it's kind of a tough scale to read, right? Is there too much information? Is there too little? If you are running advertisements and you're sending people to a landing page and you feel like there's too much information, there's a couple different ways that you could test it. A/B test the landing pages, test one that has more information than the other, or keep that one the same, the initial one the same, and then try one with less information. And you could do vice versa, try one with more information. We're going to jump into ClickFunnels here in a second. But one of the easiest ways to increase opt-in rates and optimize a landing page, make sure that you're increasing your conversion rate, is by adding video to it. At the end of the day, people buy from people. They don't buy from companies. So the more people you could put in your advertising and in your landing pages, the higher the chances of someone giving you their information and ultimately doing business with you. Like I said, people buy from people. They don't buy from companies. Yeah, I run a marketing agency. It's called Social Push. But at the end of the day, people buy from Kristian. They don't buy from Social Push. For example, the car business, Toyota, Honda, whatever. You walk into a dealership, sure, they're buying from Toyota. Toyota's a brand. That's the car that they're getting, but ultimately they're buying from the salesperson. So if you're an owner, if you're an agency and you want to increase these conversion rates, get the owners on camera, get their social media people on camera, and add these to your landing pages, and you'll see an increase in opt-in rate. Keep them short, keep them fun, keep them informal is always going to work best than formal. Have conversations in these videos. Don't make them very robotic, professional, super structured. Instead, keep it informal. Pick up the phone, record a selfie video. Hey guys, this is John over at John's Tractors. When you sign up, you're going to get an instant quote for the exact tractor that you want. My name is John. I'm one of the top guys here. Hopefully, you submit your information so I could give you a call and we could go over what the perfect tractor looks like for you. A quick video like that will do way better than any typed out information that you could put on a page. Because at the end of the day, they're buying from John, not John Deere, when it comes to tractors. So with that being said, those are going to be the 4 key points, right? So congruency. Are we making sure that whatever we're saying on the organic or the paid social side is matching what we're saying on the landing pages? Is there enough information? So did we add enough information to make sure that they know what they're going to be getting in exchange for their information? Is there too much information? Did we get too granular? Did we kind of scare them away and say, I don't want to have to jump into that process? And then the last thing is adding video, right? Getting in front of a camera and just adding video. Let's go ahead and let's jump into ClickFunnels here real quick. By the way, if you guys don't know, in one of my last videos, I added a free funnel to the description. I'll go ahead and add it to this one too. You'll get 14 days for free if you guys don't use ClickFunnels. And yes, I do get kicked back if you join using my link. So don't be mad. So let's go ahead and jump into Clickfunnels here real quick. So this is a tax company. They have about 23 offices across the country. They're one of our clients, especially when it comes to tax season. We kind of help them with everything. So this is one of the landing pages that we use for their end of season tax filings, right? So like the people that usually owe money in taxes, and they kind of push off their taxes. So we go ahead and at the top you say, we minimize your tax liability, owe less. This is something that we had to learn in the tax, running advertisements and optimizing landing pages for the tax world. Because before this happened, they have an offer for people that always get tax returns. So people that pay a lot of taxes during the year, W-2 employees, they have an offer where you could get $7,000 same day tax advance. That was a kick-ass offer advance. That was a kick-ass offer that we were running, and that was the headline to this page. So after a while, the conversion rate on this page would drop from about 30% down to about 15%, which shows us that the videos that we were running and sending people over to this page, the time that we were in the market, it wasn't really working out, right? The people that needed the tax advance and were getting returns had already filed. So we were seeing a big drop off in actual people that were opting in, right? Maybe some late bloomers, which added up to the 15%, but we were no longer seeing the 30%. So there was an obvious shift in the market, and that's where we went on to change the headline. These are going to be the biggest things that you could change: the headline and the sub-headline, right? So if this were to say at the top, let's go ahead and change that to what it used to be. It was $7,000 same day tax advance. All our ads said $7,000 same day tax advance. And then the bottom here is nobody knows how much they're going to get back from their taxes. Nobody ever knows. Doesn't matter how long you've been working and how long you've been paying taxes. No one ever knows exactly how much they're going to get because they got to do the same dance every single year. So we added discover the actual amount of tax relief that you're entitled to without having to do all the complicated math yourself, which was big. So they have over 23 locations. So we added name, email, phone number, and we wanted to add a location picker or virtual filing because they do work across the entire country. So they could also do virtual filings. We wanted to add a picker so that they could go ahead and choose either what location they wanted to go into, and then we could figure that out on the CRM on the back end, or virtual filing, and then we'd go ahead and send them to the headquarters. So the biggest changes that you're going to be able to make on these pages are the headline. That's number one. You want to make sure that the headline is always congruent with what you're saying. We increased conversion rate by about 10% on one of our clients that was saying one thing on their advertisements. I believe it was a wholesaling client that was teaching people how to wholesale real estate. And what they were saying was something like this. I think he calls it the sticky note strategy. Sticky note strategy to G was the offer on the video. I'm going to write here video so you guys know. That was the offer on the video. And then when they went to the landing page, all it did was talk about webinar showing them how to wholesale real estate. I'm not going to finish that, but you guys get it. Real estate. The video was talking about the sticky note strategy that shows you how to wholesale real estate and how you could get your first deal in 30 days. But the issue was that we had nothing over here that mentioned the sticky note strategy. Instead, we just stuck to the wholesale part. So we were converting at about 22% at the time. And we got this up to 32% by making sure that the headline mentioned that the webinar goes over the sticky note strategy that they're going to be able to learn. So these are the small nuances that you can change within your headlines and your sub-headlines, right? The headline could be about the sticky note strategy. The sub-headline could be about wholesaling real estate. And just those changes can increase anywhere from 5 to 10%, depending. So I want to show you guys, if you guys come over here, let's go ahead and leave site. Let's not save any of those changes. But we could easily create a split test here on Clickfunnels that's going to allow us to see, well, one change versus the other. So all we have to do is click here, create a variation. And if it could just load for me, create duplicate from opt-in. I don't know why this page looks like this. Oh no. Is Clickfunnels broken? It's a bad deal for Clickfunnels if I'm trying to pitch you guys on it and let you know how good it is. Seems like it's a little funkadelic right now. Maybe I broke it or it's an internet issue, but let's give it a shot again. Let's make sure it finishes loading. So I'm just going to dance and stall because I don't want to do crazy amounts of editing while this is going on. So let's go ahead and create a variation. And if this doesn't work, looks like it's working, I'll just explain to you guys the process. So we're going to create a duplicate page from the opt-in. And essentially what this is going to do, it's going to grab an exact copy of the page that you guys initially have, as you can see here. And then you could edit the variation. So I could come in here, click edit page, so I could edit the variation. And I could make all my testing changes here. So if I want to change the headline, I could change it here. If I want to change the sub headline, I could change it there. If I want to add a video and see exactly how the video is going to perform, I could change it there. I could make all the changes that I don't want to mess up on the main page. I could make those changes here. So headline, all this stuff could be the same. If I wanted to come here, I could add a new row, or I don't want to add a new row. Instead, what I want to do is I want to come over here and add a new element. And I could add a video under my headline if I wanted to. I could upload it to YouTube, make it unlisted, and then just add the video here. All I have to do is click YouTube, video, Vimeo, Wistia, any of these work, and then add the YouTube URL, and then the video pops up there on the page. So then once you guys make all the changes that you guys want to make, nothing crazy. You just go exit once you guys save it. And then this is where the magic happens, because you're able to split the traffic as much as you want. And this is important because if you guys are in a high season and things are going very, very well for you and the page is doing well, but you're just trying to make it better and you don't want to make a very drastic change, you could change the percentage of traffic that you want. So let's say you want to test it a little bit. We could say, okay, well, let's do a little 80-20 split. If I could just get it. There we go. Let's just say I want to do an 80-20 split. So I want 80% of the traffic to go to the page that's been working well. And I want 20% of the traffic to go to the variation that I just created to give it a little test. If you want to do a complete A-B split, then you could just split it down the middle and do 50-50. And then all you have to do is, I'm not going to click it here, but apply changes, and then it will launch the 50-50 split. So that means that 50% of your traffic is going to go to one page, 50% is going to go to another, and you'll be able to see it in your statistics on exactly what page is converting better. But other than that, I hope that this video helped you out a ton. If it did, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. My goal is to add value to you guys as often as possible. So if you guys have any feedback on the video, have any questions specifically, just hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate you.